As We Rise, photography from the Black Atlantic is closing this Saturday at the Grand Rapids Art Museum. A powerful show. And this week, there's the unique opportunity to catch it along with a powerful local story of rising through adversity. And it's all free. We got Graci Harkema. She's a public speaker and author of Rising. Cindy Foley is the director and the CEO of the Gram. Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks.
It's great to be here.
Absolutely. All right, Cindy, let's start with you. Let's talk about this exhibit. Last chance to catch it. Let's talk about the significance of this.
Yeah, so don't miss this exhibition. It's over 100 photographs by a variety of different photographers. They're all Black photographers, though, documenting the Black experience. And I think what's really important is that from early as 1930 to contemporary, but really framing what they believe Black life should be represented. So we have a lot of major themes, but mostly community, identity, and power. But it's an extraordinary exhibition to really just see how Black photographers want to reframe their world and their lives.
Absolutely, and it just ties in so perfectly. To bring Graci in to have a talk at this exhibit before it closes this week. Graci, tell us a little bit about your backstory for those who don't know. You're a Grand Rapidian with a fabulous story, right?
I appreciate it, Michelle.
Yeah.
So my origin begins in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, on the border of Congo and Rwanda, where I was born in a mud hut amidst civil unrest to a young teenage mother who had me in the unrest and was near death from disease and malnutrition, but wanted me to have a chance of survival and a chance of life that she wasn't able to provide. So at 1 week old, she had me brought to a nearby orphanage. I weighed, at 7 days, I weighed 3 pounds. I was given 1 to 2 days to live and was placed in the back of the orphanage in a toy doll baby bassinet. And coincidentally, 2 hours after I arrived to the orphanage, an American missionary family from Grand Rapids represent,
right,
happened to be there. And the mother of the family went to the back of the orphanage, saw me there in the toy doll bassinet, thought I was a doll, touched my forehead. And in that moment, she heard a still small voice inside of her say, "This is your new daughter."
Yeah.
And that's how I became part of the Harkema family. And we moved to the US when I was almost 4. And was enrolled in school. And so growing up, I really grappled with what does belonging mean? What does identity mean? Being African, being transracially adopted, growing up in a suburb outside of Grand Rapids, and being in a world where no one else looked like me. And so my book and my story is about how can we tap into the identities that we have and leverage our identity as our strength? And even if we are the only one in the room, that means that that room needs to see our face. And how can we shine and rise above the adversities that life throws at us by harnessing our own strengths, our identity, tapping into community, and rising above the adversity.
I love that so much. And you know, you're going to take this, you speak across the country on this, and you have, you know, a best-selling book. This story, you're going to talk a little bit about this, but you're also going to kind of tap into current times, and I think dealing with adversity right now, because many of us are.
Yes.
Right? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, societally, personally, professionally, so many of us are going through it. We're in a time in a place where whether we have uncertainty, we're going through change, we're going through challenges. And oftentimes, I've heard so many speakers talk about rising through adversity in past tense. And what makes this event so unique and so special, I'm going to talk about things I've never talked about on stage and my personal journeys of rising through the adversity, as right now, I'm literally rising through the adversity. And so it's so important that in times of uncertainty and challenge, we oftentimes think that we're alone. But the truth is most of us are on a journey that most others of us know nothing about. And so I'm excited in this event to share my own vulnerabilities and raw realness of what I've been going through, but also as a time and opportunity for reflection and connection with our community, that we can lean on one another in community and also build and formulate tools that we can leverage to be able to rise through the adversity as we're in a time of uncertainty.
Wonderful. And Cindy, talk about, your desire to bring Graci into this conversation in a place where it makes sense, really. It aligns very well.
Well, and I think, art is an incredible tool for us to use as a way to talk about topics and big ideas that maybe we don't have access to otherwise. And when we thought about this exhibition, we knew we needed someone who could actually help us understand not only the global, but the local, and make sense of complex identities. That's what this show is about, is that each of us have a complex identity, but the more we unravel that, the more we have compassion for other people, other ideas, and we knew Graci would be absolutely a brilliant partner to help us do that work more beneficially in the community.
Wonderful. And again, this is the last time to check out this exhibit. It is powerful. I was able to check it last week. Thursday nights are free at the Graham, too.
Yes.
For those who don't know, let's scream that from the rooftops. How lucky are we?
Every Thursday night, yes. So we want you to come out, and that's often when we do our most dynamic programming. We're making this free. To get Graci, most people haven't heard Graci. You can also get your book signed.
Oh, right? Yes.
While you're there.
You'll be selling that.
Yes.
Yep. Perfect.
So it's a 1-2 punch. You get to see the exhibition. You'll be able to spend some time in the show before Graci starts to speak, and then reflect on that during her talk.
Okay, perfect. So time frame, when do people need to be here? And do they need to register ahead of time?
They do not need to register.
Okay.
And they can come as early as 5 to go ahead and start seeing the exhibition, checking things out. But we'll get started around 6 p.m.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Yes, and the exhibit goes until Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, yes.
Yeah.
So
you
if you don't have a
time.
chance to get there Thursday, get there before it closes on Sunday. Highly recommend. Thank you both so much for being here and putting on such a wonderful event and an evening. Rising, a conversation with author Graci Harkema happening this Thursday at the Grand Rapids Art Museum. You can get in as early as 5. Everything begins at 6. It's totally free, but you might want to pick up Graci's book and get it signed just because, you want to read this book. It's also amazing. artmuseumgr.org for all the details.